Oh boy, so it looks like billion might players are getting zeroed pretty much regularly now, which means that I gotta be watching my back because that's pretty much around my might right now. And yeah, this guy was in war gear, mind you. He's 985 million, but you know, you can round that up to a billion. And the first thing we did was fill his prison because obviously doesn't really matter what kind of troop count he has, it's gonna hurt when you're a billion might. So we don't want our rally leaders to get capped. There's the troop breakdown. And yeah, it's a lot of freaking troops. It's a lot of T4, it's a lot of T3 especially. So yeah, this was gonna hurt. Now keep in mind that the ones that actually started the rallies were us and QR. And then once the kingdom started to see that his might was dropping, then they started to come in and rally as well. So let's go ahead and take a look. 985 in war gear, a ton of troops, 24 million really. And yeah, when it's mostly T3 and T4, you know that it's gonna go ahead and hurt. Now we knew that he had infantry in the front, so that's why we sent cavalry. And that actually did a decent amount. That did about like 30 million, give or take. Now, of course, Ned got his leader back because his prison was full. This is why you fill the prison before you rally somebody this big. And here we go. This is going to be our rally as well. And yeah, there goes all our troops. But take a look at this. Already down to 907 million. That means that he lost a cool like 80 million out of 2 rallies. That is actually not bad at all, considering that he was just at about a billion might. Now of course I gotta go ahead and heal because this freaking hurt. I lost probably a good, oh I don't know, like 80,000 T4 or something like that. It wasn't fun. But you have to put those sacrifices when you're trying to rally down a player this big. So we're gonna go ahead and get this rally started again. Now in this one I did something a little bit different because more people were coming online. And essentially what I did is just sent 100,000. Now the reason you send 100,000, and as I'll go ahead and show you guys what those rallies looked like, because obviously we didn't have a report because all our troops died. The reason you send 100,000, depending on your guild obviously, is if you have enough people to fill the rally with just everybody sending 100,000, you can share the losses throughout and it's not going to be as bad on just a few people. So if you have a lot of people online, try to, you know, make it even. Now there goes the second rally, takes him down to 867. Well, I should say really our second rally, but the third rally overall. But we are doing a decent job here of just whittling down, and once we take care of that front line, then that's when we will really start to do damage. So here goes Ned. I believe this is the last cavalry rally. Yeah, so he's gonna hit with cavalry, and then now we can go ahead and focus on range because he's only gonna have cavalry and range. So he's already down to 821 only after 4 rallies. Remember, he started at just about 985. 4 rallies in, he's already this low. Now here comes a rally here that we really weren't counting on, but it looks like they actually sent correctly. If I remember right, they sent ranged, which is perfectly right because that's what he has up front. He has cavalry now that we cleaned out the infantry that he had up front. One thing that I really hate when a kingdom gets together like this and actually starts helping out is that so many people just keep scouting and keep scouting and keep scouting. Like, I get it, we filled their prison and that probably gave them a ton of notifications, but if you keep scouting, that means that he's going to keep getting notifications. So maybe if whatever was happening didn't wake him up, or he didn't see it, or he didn't hear it, then we were good. But if you keep scouting every 2 minutes, every 3 minutes, then that's just more and more notifications and even more of a chance for them to come online. So if you're not rally leading, do not scout, please. The only thing you're doing is try and wake them up. And now if you're trying to wake them up, then yeah, sure, go ahead and scout. But if you're not, please, for the love of everything that's good and holy in this world, please do not scout unnecessarily. But here we go. This is the range rally that sets every leader that we sent them free. And again, that is going to do a couple of things. Not only is it just going to demolish a ton of their cavalry, which is great. The second thing that it does is that it frees all the prisoner, which means that he is no longer going to have that prison boost, which is huge. Another little tip, if you are going to be filling the prison, is to try to give them as many low-level heroes as you can. That way that boost from the prison is as low as possible. You don't want to give them like a level 60, right? Because, I mean, you're just helping them at that point. But here we go. We got another ranged rally coming in. Now, keep in mind, he only has cavalry and range, but he still has a lot. So, yeah. So, now he is down to 692. 985 is where he started. Quite a few rallies later, he's already down to this. And honestly, it hasn't hurt it as much as we figured at the beginning. Because, I mean, a billion might. That's going to hurt. But if you take a look at this, they are really feeling it now. I'm not sure what happened with Cowboy's rally, if he might have ran into something else, or maybe he ran into just complete range and that's why the damage was lower. But regardless, that was still a pretty damn good hit. Now, of course, at this point, the kingdom has just been scouting this guy for like ever. So all of these scouts is just like, okay, well, whatever. This guy is, if he doesn't get on now, he's just not gonna get in. It doesn't matter what happens at this point. So I think we have like 4 rallies going, maybe even 5. So at this point, people are just, they see burning, or I guess ghosts, and they just see blood. They want to get in on it. That's perfectly fine, because now I believe he only has ranged. So if he has a little bit of cavalry, we're about to wipe the floor with them, because our rally was ranged as well. So regardless, if he only has a little bit of cavalry, range versus range, we will absolutely destroy that. So we're about to see 692, and then our hit is going to take him down to 661. So yeah, it looks like we ran into plenty of range. But the good thing is that now we actually get to see a report. There we go. So he has 10 million left, and we took down 2.6 million. Now the question is, how much of that was T4? How much of that was T2? I really want to take a look at that. So let's go ahead and go all the way to the bottom, and it was mainly T2, about 2 million T2s, but now he really only has some T3 range, some T4 range, which means that an infantry rally or 2, possibly just 2 more, is going to absolutely crush this guy. And yeah, at this point, even if he logs in, if he doesn't shield, he is going to be in for a world of pain. So the first infantry rally that's going to launch, it's Ned, and you can already tell that this is going to hit really freaking hard. And yeah, 568, holy moly. 985 is where he started, right? So we're talking over 400 million might lost. And I might as well scout, because at this point, does it really matter? The whole kingdom has scouted this guy. He still has a really good amount of T4 ranged, and for some reason, I don't know why, for some reason, this dude had 1 million siege. Like, why? I know that when you start the game, the first thing that they teach you is how to build siege, but this dude took that to heart. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you really shouldn't have done that. But either way, he only has really T4 range, so that means that the next guy that hits with infantry is pretty much going to clean him out. Let me go ahead and open up my level 24. I was really hoping for a 50% attack boost there, but you know, you can't really have it all. And yeah, there's pretty much the final hit. The Mount Modai, I think it's how you pronounce that name, from SW. And let's just go ahead and hit that final scout, because he really can't have much left after 2 infantry rallies. And yeah, I was right. So he only has about 600,000 siege. So that means pretty much any decent hit is going to wipe him out. And I believe Bose was trying to get the leader here, but he got beat by this RU guy. But doesn't matter. There's a 0. 454 is his core might, down from 985. The dude shouldn't have fallen asleep. That's all I'm saying. Now, of course, as you saw in that report, he did have billions, and I mean billions of resources, which means that that was another good reason as to why we wanted to zero him, because now, whatever resources we used up to actually zero this guy, now we can actually take back our resources. Now, of course, our troops are still going to be dead, but a 0 is a 0, especially when it's a billion might player. It's just a little bit sweeter. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Appreciate you guys for watching. If you're not subscribed, make sure that you do. And until later, bye.